This could be different. These four simple words hold within them the seed of revolution, the promise of a future far brighter than the path we're currently on. We stand at a precipice facing planetary challenges that demand a new kind of leadership. A leadership forged in the fires of service, accountability, and a deep commitment to the well-being of all. The old paradigm of leadership, built on power, control, and a relentless pursuit of self-interest, has failed us. It has brought us to the brink of environmental catastrophe, social unrest, and a profound sense of disillusionment. The time has come to rewrite the rules, to redefine what it means to lead in a world yearning for change. This is not a call for a select few heroes to emerge from the shadows. This is a call to each and every one of us to step into our own leadership potential. We all have a role to play in shaping a better future. This is the dawn of a new era of leadership, an era where true power lies not in dominance but in service, not in ego but in empathy, not in extraction but in regeneration. This is the moment to rise together and answer the call for a world transformed. True leadership is not a title, a position, or a birthright. It is a way of being, a commitment to serving a purpose greater than oneself. At its core, true leadership is defined by 5 essential traits: service, accountability, the courage to build unwavering ethical standards, and a deep sense of self-awareness. Service is the heart of leadership. It is about understanding that true power comes from empowering others, from using one's influence to uplift and inspire. Accountability is the backbone of leadership. It is about taking responsibility for one's actions, both the triumphs and the mistakes. Leaders must also have the courage to build, to create systems and structures that support the well-being of all. This requires vision, innovation, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. Ethical standards are the compass of leadership, guiding every decision and action towards what is right, just, and equitable. Finally, self-awareness is the mirror of leadership, allowing us to recognize our own strengths and weaknesses, our biases and blind spots. Through self-awareness, we cultivate the humility to learn, to grow, and to become the leaders the world needs us to be. For too long, we have perpetuated a system that places the burden of fixing broken systems on the very people who have been most harmed by them. We ask those who are struggling to survive within systems of oppression, inequity, and environmental degradation to somehow find the solutions, while those in positions of power often turn a blind eye. This is not justice, it is not accountability, and it is certainly not leadership. True leaders understand that those who have benefited most from the status quo have a moral obligation to dismantle the systems that perpetuate harm. They recognize that true change requires a fundamental shift in perspective, one that moves away from blame and towards collective responsibility. We cannot expect those who have been marginalized and oppressed to shoulder the weight of transformation alone. We must stand alongside them, listen to their experiences, and amplify their voices. This is not about charity or saviorism. It is about recognizing our shared humanity and understanding that we are all interconnected. The work of creating a just and equitable world is the responsibility of all of us, but it is those who hold positions of power and privilege who must lead the way. The journey towards healing and transformation begins with truth. When leaders have the courage to publicly acknowledge their mistakes, to own their shortcomings and the harm they have caused, it creates a powerful ripple effect throughout society. It breaks down walls of denial, opens up space for dialogue, and paves the way for genuine reconciliation. Public acknowledgement is not about seeking forgiveness or escaping accountability. It is about taking a stand for transparency, integrity, and a commitment to learning from the past. It is about modeling a different way of being in the world, one where vulnerability is seen as a strength, and where the pursuit of justice and equity takes precedence over the preservation of power and image. This act of public acknowledgement can be a catalyst for profound societal healing. It can inspire others to do the same, to examine their own roles in perpetuating systems of harm, and to commit to being part of the solution. It is through this collective act of truth-telling and reconciliation that we can begin to heal the wounds of the past and build a future where everyone can thrive. Section 5, a roadmap for transformative action. Acknowledging past mistakes is just the first step. True leadership demands concrete action, a commitment to dismantling systems of oppression and creating a world that works for everyone. This requires a multifaceted approach, one that addresses the root causes of injustice and inequity. Leaders must prioritize policy reforms that promote social, economic, and environmental justice. This includes enacting policies that guarantee equal rights and opportunities for all, regardless of race, gender, religion, sexual orientation, or socio-economic status. It means investing in renewable energy, sustainable agriculture, and protecting our natural resources for generations to come. Redistributing resources is crucial. We must address the vast disparities in wealth and opportunity that plague our world. This means investing in underserved communities, providing access to quality education, healthcare, and affordable housing, and creating pathways for economic empowerment. Education is the cornerstone of a just and equitable society. Leaders must prioritize investments in education that foster critical thinking, empathy, and a deep understanding of social and environmental justice. This means supporting teachers, promoting diverse curricula, and ensuring that all students have access to the resources they need to succeed. Finally, leaders must support businesses and organizations that are committed to sustainability, ethical practices, and creating a positive social impact. This includes promoting fair trade, responsible sourcing, and investing in companies that prioritize the well-being of their employees and the environment. By aligning economic incentives with social and environmental responsibility, we can create a more just and sustainable future for all. Section 6. From blame to collective responsibility. The time for pointing fingers is over. The challenges we face are complex and interconnected, and they demand a collective response. We must move away from a culture of blame and division and embrace a mindset of shared responsibility. This means recognizing that we all have a role to play in creating a better world, and that our individual actions have ripple effects throughout society. It means being willing to have difficult conversations, follow truth and lessons of history, not invent perspectives for self-gain, and to work together to find solutions that benefit everyone. It means holding ourselves and each other accountable for creating a more just, equitable, and sustainable world. This shift from blame to collective responsibility is not about ignoring individual accountability or dismissing the very real harm that has been caused. It is about recognizing that we are all in this together, and that we are stronger when we work together towards a common goal. When we embrace a mindset of collective responsibility, we tap into a powerful force for change. We create a sense of shared purpose, a belief that we can overcome any challenge if we work together. Section 7. A cascade of positive change. Imagine a world where one leader's act of courage inspires another, and another, and another, creating a cascade of positive change that sweeps across the globe. This is the power of ethical leadership, the ripple effect that occurs when one person's commitment to integrity, compassion, and justice inspires others to do the same. It starts with a single act of courage, a leader who is willing to stand up and say, "I was wrong, I was misled because my teachers did not know better." This act of vulnerability creates a crack in the armor of power, a chink in the wall of silence that has protected systems of oppression for far too long. It sends a message that it is okay to admit mistakes, to be human, and to strive for something better. This act of courage can be contagious. It can inspire other leaders to follow suit, to examine their own actions, and to commit to doing better and create truthful and just system, not system of lies and manipulation. It can empower individuals to speak up, to demand accountability from their leaders, and to create positive change in their own communities. Just as one act of cruelty can set off a chain reaction of pain and suffering, one act of courage can spark a chain reaction of healing, hope, and transformation. This is the power of ethical leadership to create a better world, one courageous act at a time. Section 8. The strength in vulnerability. We're often taught that leadership is about strength, about projecting an image of confidence and unwavering certainty. But true strength lies not in our ability to hide our vulnerabilities, but in our willingness to embrace them. It is in our moments of greatest vulnerability that we connect most deeply with ourselves and with others. It is when we allow ourselves to be seen, flaws and all, that we create space for authentic connection and inspire others to do the same. Leaders who embrace vulnerability lead with empathy and compassion. They create environments where it is safe to take risks, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. They foster a culture of trust and respect where everyone feels valued and heard. This is not a sign of weakness, but of true strength. When leaders allow themselves to be vulnerable, they give others permission to do the same. They create a ripple effect that can transform individuals, organizations, and even entire societies. By embracing our vulnerabilities, we tap into our shared humanity and unlock our collective potential for positive change. Section 9, towards a brighter future. We stand at a crossroads. The path we choose will determine the fate of our planet and the well-being of generations to come. We can continue down the road of self-interest, competition, and extraction, or we can choose a different path, a path of cooperation, compassion, and regeneration. The future we create is not predetermined. It is shaped by the choices we make every single day. It is shaped by the leaders we choose to follow, the stories we tell ourselves, and the actions we take to create the world we want to live in. This is a call to action, a call for a collective awakening to the power of ethical leadership. It is a call to embrace our shared humanity, to act with courage and compassion, and to build a world where everyone can thrive. The journey will not be easy. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt, but we must never lose sight of the vision of a better future. A future where leadership is defined not by power or privilege, but by service, integrity, and a deep commitment to the well-being of all. The time for change is now. Let us answer the call together and create a world worthy of ourselves and future generations.